What's been the most encouraging part of the first year games, and then on the flip side, what's been the most discouraging part that you've seen from this team so far?
I think we've done a good job defensively, and like I said, a big part of our goal and staying on track there. And we haven't been able to consistently do what we want to do. And it probably rebounding, defensive rebounding. Usually our teams in the past have been able to do a good job there, and that's the last part of defending, and maybe the most important part. But we've been able to turn people over, so I think that's helped our D. And then obviously ball handling's been good, shooting's been poor. So it's almost in that order. We want to we're talking about defend, rebound, take care of the ball, shot selection, and I think we're going to be fine there. But it's always usually takes longer. Hopefully we get healthier there.
Is rebounding effort right now, or is it more strategy and finding a way to get there?
I think we're playing a little smaller than you probably want to. A little bit of these teams we played, like I haven't coached against a swing offense before, and they're pretty interchangeable. Idaho State, and they're plus 10 rebounding team. I know that you'd think Big Sky, where like they're pretty good. They go after the ball, but I think we just got to get habits back a little bit, and we'll work on that. And we just haven't had a lot of practice time either.
Do you guys expect Jalen to play Thursday, and then do you expect him to travel with?
He's definitely traveling.
Okay.
We'll know more today. And he did a great job defensively last game. He really knocked out their leading scorer, and we need him. But if not, we'll have Noel will have to step up a little bit, and Isaac and Ryan Rapp. He's been out 11 weeks, so he's had like 2 practices. But with our ball handling, he handles the majority of the load.
Do you know the nature of Jalen's injury?
I think it's just rolled ankle.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I think just rolled his ankle.
You just mentioned Ryan Rapp. So is he kind of on that path to getting back right now?
Yeah, he's just getting healthy. He had a stress fracture. He's a good ball handler. And we just need some passing and ball handling. I don't know if that'll include him or not, but need to just see how he looks the next couple of practices and see where Jalen's at. What's
the status on Vova?
I think he should be about ready to play. I think Omaha, just looking on film, they're a Midwestern team. They're strong, physical. Got a center that's about 6'8", 240. That's pretty athletic, thick and strong. And we need to. I think that can help our rebounding too if we can get Vova. He was out about 10 days. Usually takes about 10 days to get back. And gosh dang, would like to have gotten some minutes in those. He missed the Montana scrimmage. It would have been. He just needs to get comfortable out there and just. I don't think he'll get the putbacks as easily. Am I giving an offensive rebound? It's hard to if he's around the rim on those offensive putbacks. It should be tricky and take some heat off on that end, that part.
How deep a rotation would you say you have right now, and kind of how deep do you envision it being in Pac-12 play?
I think we're going to need it going this next week. We have 4 games in 8 days or something. So I think we have about 13 guys that can play, and it's one of the hardest things doing coaching is when you're, right now we're about 8 with 9 and 10 that aren't super comfortable, and I said that in the last press conference or after the game that sometimes you shorten it to get guys really comfortable, and then you can bring some others along, which is hard to do when you're in the locker room, you're sitting in that seat, and you're like, you want to play. But I think part of our system is actually being very equitable to the guys that practice the best for the first 5 weeks. And I looked hard at the analytics we'll share with our guys. It's been 5. We count our 2 scrimmages and those 3 games where our combination lineups and who's playing best together and who's when you're on the court versus off the court, basically true plus minus. And it's never perfect with how our hustle stats go, but it lines up pretty accurately. So it's guys that are earn their opportunities, and they're the ones that are playing the best together.
Obviously, I think it's safe to say CJ's kind of been the one who's maybe stood out kind of on the surface stats, the points, the steals, the rebounds. Who else would you say has really done a good job with the analytics and kind of what you guys really look at?
I think the top 2 guys that probably shock people are actually, when they're on the floor, are actually Jeff and Jazz. And CJ's right there. And Isaac, actually Isaac, and he hadn't shot the ball well, but he guards, he's taking care of the ball, and when he's on the floor, those 4 when they're on the floor have been really, really good.
Back in 2003, Tony Bennett said it didn't really truly hit him how much work was needed kind of with the program itself until after his first game at Beasley, and there was just not that many people in the stands. You've had 2 home games. What's kind of your thought on that and kind of going forward with that?
I think it's probably too big, the arena. And I mean, just so you go, the population that lives here and students, I think it's a great environment if when people show up. And I don't know. I mean, we got to do our part. We got to be competitive. We got to win. But I think you'll really, if you get to know this team, you'll like them, their personalities, their attitude. There's I don't even know. I've been there. I've been at the base level before. At Columbia, there weren't a lot of fans there when we showed up. San Francisco used to, was kind of, it had people gone away and they started to come back. So I know we got to do our part. That always helps. I'm not going to blame marketing if we're not doing our job winning, but they got a tough task because it's a big arena.
Through 3 games, obviously kind of a small sample size, but what would you say it's kind of the number one analytic you're trying to improve on?
Really points per possession defensively. I think I've said that for, I think, an opening press conference, and I think we've made, it's too hard to tell, but we've made a jump there from what they were last year, and we've got to keep going, and I want to get the rebounding right. And ball handling's been really good, outside at Santa Clara on the road. They roughed us up a little bit, but we're pretty good there, and I think that's not necessarily a natural strength of ours.
And then Omaha last year had one of the more prolific offenses in the nation. I think 65th in Ken Palm offensive efficiency. What are you guys going to have to do to kind of limit them and keep them from scoring at that rate?
I think we're going to have to. Big part of us is limit second shots, and because that's really what Idaho State. We guarded 3 pretty well, and one guy's tough. They had some tough ones. I have to watch on film, but we got to get better. Can't give up those second shots. I think we do that. We've been able to turn people over a little bit on our court, especially. I think if we can guard that way on the perimeter and keep them off the glass, we'll get a step in the right direction. It'll be a good test for us because I think they're in that range. I think Santa Clara's pretty good. I think they're all of that, and it'll be a good test.
So going back to the team's ball handling so far, in the first 3 games, you guys ranked 2nd in the nation for least turnovers per game. How do you guys continue to look to proceed in keeping that stat where it is?
We'll keep it there if we keep shooting that way because no one will guard us. No, I'm kidding. It's an emphasis. It's an emphasis that it's funny because I think our San Francisco team was 15th in the country as far as just throwing the ball away. Like very few teams steal it from us. So I don't know if we need to be more aggressive about trying to make plays or what. But I feel comfortable that way. And then Coach Shaw's Western Oregon teams, I think he had a NCAA tournament game where they had 0 turnovers. It's unheard of. So it's definitely, you got 2, and Derek Phelps was point guard on national championship at North Carolina. We value the ball. So not shocking that they were really, and our guys have been, it's a great sign. I think our guys are pretty coachable and conscientious about it. It always gives you a chance, even in any situation, if you're getting shots at the rim.
Across the first 3 games, how do you think that the freshman talent has been doing so far?
Well, I think Noah didn't play last game, and I think obviously with Jalen's injury, he's going to have more opportunity. DJ struggled a little last game, but he's been actually his combination. But we've been good when he's on the floor, and it's hard to. Naked eye doesn't always show that, but he's got a good field defensively and offensively. He's easy to play with both sides of the ball, so he's been able to blend and fit in there. And we'd like to get Vova some opportunity. I think we'll need him. And, depending on where Ryan is recovery-wise and that, I don't know. And with some of that's Jalen too. But we need them moving forward. We need those guys to be part of the program. We need to build a program and you guys to stay, invest, and grow together. And unlike Dick Bennett said, lose together. I want to grow together, get better together. Right now it's attitude, work ethic, and guys that really want to be here. And them fitting in academically and socially is biggest concern as freshmen is that they can handle college life.
We saw for the first time this season against Idaho State, the free throw percentage exceeded 80%. as opposed to the first 2 games, it was in the mid to high 60s. Has this been sort of a focal point for you guys so far?
Actually, we got away from it a little bit, and there was some slippage as far as we only go try to go 120 minutes on a practice, 2 hours, and first year it's hard to get everything all the time, and free throw shooting is something that takes time, and we put a little time and energy into it the day before, and moving forward we have to. We capitalize on that success, and actually been working individually with some guys too to guys are going to get the free throw attempts, and it's nice to see that, again, taking care of the ball, especially in tight games. Free throw shooting are very important.
What do you think is a hidden challenge that Omaha brings to WSU that maybe the stats don't kind of show?
I don't know. I've only watched them against Wichita. I just impressed by how just strong their bodies are. Like, they're thick and strong, and they were fighting with Wichita, who's one of the, at Wichita, who's just a really strong physical team, and that's why I kind of get it. Like, we got pushed around a little bit by Idaho State, or just out quick to the ball, out hustle loose balls. So I think Omaha is going to come in here and be really physical that way in the same regard, and we need to push back a little bit. It's going to be tougher.
Do you urge Isaac to keep shooting the 3 despite his struggles?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In practice, he shoots it really well. I think, I'm going with he's going to be fine. I feel that, and he needs to probably clean up the shot selection a little bit, but I want him to feel really comfortable that that's okay by me. He's gonna get there, and usually it takes, like I said, the junior college guys a half year to truly acclimate. But he's done a really good job defending and taking care of the ball, and that's a big emphasis for us. So I think he's our biggest. We're the best when he's been on the floor, and he hadn't shot it well yet. So I think that's an area where our team can really improve when that starts to come together.
The football team on Saturday is giving out 10,000 Mike Leach heads to bring in fans. Do you think that could be a marketing tool for basketball too? Kyle Smith heads?
No, I don't know. Some glasses there, nerd ball. Yeah, I'm sure Tamson's working on it over there in marketing, whatever. Yeah, whatever it takes. If they're going to show up, I'm in. But I'd rather not be me. If they have something else in the program to highlight, it'd be great. Just Butch would do. Butch will get them there.